Yeah.
So that leads me into my rant. Can I do my rant? I want to do a rant.
Yes. By the way, can we just give a shout out to Wyatt?
Yeah, he's part of my rant though. Give me 1 second.
Oh, good. Go.
It's positive. So
A positive
there's
rant.
two types of martial arts owners. Okay, there's two. Ones that are driven by their ego and ones that are driven by wanting to be successful at what they do. So what we always do at combat is one thing we pride ourselves on. Yes, some of our programs can get expensive, but they're worth it. But some people are just like, hey, I can't afford this. So what we do is like, people are like, they're like, hey, I can't, like, usually we try to give away like one ticket to each event. They can be anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000 value. And some people are like, oh, it's not worth it. That's not worth whatever, blah, blah, blah. So literally offered 2 people a ticket that weren't in tribe to this event. 2. One was 28 minutes away from the event. One was 15 hours away from the event. The local person didn't have the courtesy to reply to my message. I was like, hey man, I know you got a new school. I want to help you out. So we're going to let you come to our event. Normally it's this much, blah, blah. He read it too, which is even worse. So I can't wait to see him in person and laugh at him. And then you get a guy like Wyatt who finished trajectory, went from like 10 students to 30 students, drove 15 hours to the event, sat there, took notes with his wife, did everything. And the crazy thing is Wyatt went home and closed 2 $499 down payments, literally $1,000 after raising his prices, after changing everything. And it just blows my mind that the mindset of school owners, it's like there's 2, and it's so like Amy was saying, you got to give credit to Wyatt and his wife. I mean, it was freaking amazing. It's like, and you know what's going to happen? He's going to go from 10 to 30 to 60 to 100 faster than most gym owners because he's doing the work. Mm-hmm. Most people are scared. I could never charge $499 down. Wyatt's in a small town in Georgia. We get clients that are in like metro areas. And they're like, oh, that's just crazy. $499. I couldn't do it. I think Nader's on here too. He had like 2 at $599 that were walk-ins. I mean, it's like, it changes the game when you change how you treat your business. So that was my rant though. It's like literally local. I mean, it's just like anything though. Local people, the people closest to you don't want to see you succeed. So they're like, oh, I don't want to go support this marketing group and all this.
Yeah. And they ultimately don't want themselves to succeed because it's not about supporting us. Not about supporting us. That's not what the event's about. It's this guy, Wyatt came home and made $1,000 the next day. That has nothing to do with me. Wyatt's not sending me a check of $1,000 unless you feel like it, Wyatt. And I mean, you can.
20%.
Yeah, 20%. No. No, it's awesome. And I want to highlight this and Wyatt, Wyatt's brand new. So he's doing what a lot of us did when we first started our school, which is, where you sublease out of a different facility. A lot of people have these limiting beliefs and they'll be like, I'll charge a down payment when my facility is this. When I own my own facility and I can make it look like whatever I wanted to, I'll do this. Wyatt is out of a gym. He's out of another gym and he rents a room in a gym. And does it and shares it with other like group fitness things. So it's not a fancy facility, or well, it might be, but it's not his fancy facility. Not yet. But all these people who are saying, oh, you can run your business like a business after you own a business. Well, how the hell do you expect me to get there if I'm not going to run my business like a business and I just have to have a business before I can do that? None of that makes any sense. You start running your business like a business, treating it like a business, making decisions like a business, your business is going to grow. But there's absolutely no time to say, no, I'm going to run it poorly for the first few years. And then after things turn around and go well, then I'll start running it professionally. I don't understand that mindset, and it's another one. Maybe that's a whole other type of owner.
Dude, it opens up my other part of my life too. Is like literally people are like, somebody tagged me in a post yesterday. They're like, hey, Paul changed my kid's life because we're putting this money away, blah, blah. And when she turns 18, she's going to have $150,000. We're putting away like $85 a month. And people are like, oh, well, when I have money, I'm going to do that too. And it's like, no, you're not. No. When you have money, you're going to do the same shit you're doing now. It's like, change your habits now. It's like, if you're running your gym, change how you run your business. If you're doing your finances, start creating automations. Like, do it now, because if you wait till you have money, you're going to spend on stupid shit like all of us do.
I think 30 for 30 would not exist if people actually did what they said they would do with their money. You know what I mean? 30 for 30, the show on ESPN. Is it still on? I don't know. Every single one of those shows could be broken down to person didn't change his or her habits.
Yep.
And got a bunch of money and continued their same habits. And then terrible things happen and then they overcame it later. I think